fun part because I just get to start it. Here we go.
Sweet.
Welcome to Health Hits Experience. This is once again pre-recorded. The fun part is that right now, while we are recording, there is an episode currently playing live.
Whoa.
It's very time loopy, timey-wimey. But on the screen above my head, it should say previously recorded on March 17th. Because here we are. So
St. Patrick's Day.
it
That's why
is St.
green is
If you
happening.
wanted to look and see why we're so green on only one half of the
Yeah,
screen.
we're not
We
green
don't.
over here.
No, absolutely.
And
not.
I'm always like this. So here we go. So welcome to the show. We are going to just really get crazy today. Let's go. Here's what I have to say. They looked into the heart of imagination. 2 saw the past, a moment in time when his guardian was creating and using Chimera. Tenerife looked to the present. The king and the courtier Ember on time flies headed towards the Shadowlands. Hackenslash gazed into the future and saw Chimera creeping through the Riverfell Library, discouraging readers from entering the library and eventually leading to its closure. For a moment, the 3 fairies tried to regroup, but 2 has lost his hearing, Tenerife has lost their voice, and Hackenslash has lost his confidence. There is a lot of frantic passing of notes before Lawson comes over to see what the fuss is about. They can see in everyone's eyes that you all have looked into imagination and with a shake of their head, attempt to cast a healing spell on at least one of you. Who do we think that Lawson is trying to help first? Obviously not you. I don't think. I truly do not
Tenerife
think.
can't speak. Perfect.
Great. We're going to leave that there. You think 2? Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Oh, man.
I think it just makes sense, really.
Okay. Lovely. I'm going to try to maybe put some music on. It's going to be what happened last time, but maybe with a little less craze. There we go. Oh God, that's so loud. Okay. That's where we're at. We're gonna this is fun and fine.
This is
fine.
I'm really editing very little. So this is how it's going to be. Can someone please roll Lawson for me?
Yeah, sure, why not? I'm not here.
Okay, great.
That's 2. Wow, it's neutral.
Okay.
Neutral AF.
So you're at a 6, right? Yeah, Lawson, that's a 4. Because with a will, that's a 4.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's just like a failure. Because I don't think Lawson cares that much. Like, I think Lawson's gonna try. Lawson's trying. You can't tell because Lawson's trying. Lawson, I think really what it is like tries, sweating, and then is like, I can't do this. Okay, you looked way too deep, dude. Like,
That's valid.
I can't help you.
Shell shocked as well.
Valid.
This is how kind of healing works with consequences is if somebody tries to help you, it's at the level that it's at, which is a 6. If you try to do it on yourself, it's a level above.
Yeah.
So it's a +2 on the ladder. So there's an opportunity if you guys want to try to help and roll. I'm just making you guys roll a will because I feel like it's against the like mental, and I don't have any kind of first aid skill in the default skills list. So that's where we're at. So if you wanted to try to help, again, amongst all of you, I think that tires Lawson out. Like, I don't think they can.
Yeah.
I don't think they can help.
Yeah.
Lawson was pretty beat up anyway.
Yes, correct. That is also true. They also have a 6 damage. They got big.
Yeah, they got real
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah, Lawson, they got rocked.
No, a 4. Slice and dice. And they haven't attempted to try to heal themselves. So, I don't know. Maybe every so often there's a little blood for Hackenslash to mop up if they want.
Here, let me just wipe that off of there for you. Oh.
Okay, so that was the attempt. And Lawson steps back to try to catch their breath, I think. Just because that was a lot of, work.
Ten will try.
On 2?
On 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And this is just will.
it's just a will, and you're trying to hit a 6.
Can I assist even though I don't have like imagination, magic-y kind of
Do you
stuff?
have a will?
I have will.
Yeah.
All right.
Willpower.
Cool.
I think at this point,
Probably lower right now.
because you've looked into imagination, like you've tapped into something. Yeah. Even if it's temporary, right?
Uh-huh,
But like
sure.
you've something. Ooh.
Could have used that with my imaginative severance.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a 2 as a roll, and then +4.
Yeah, that's a tie. So that's
And a +1 because of my assisting?
plus 1. Then yeah, you've a success of 1.
Yeet.
So now you can rename your consequence.
Okay.
And it's on its way. It
Okay.
will after this scenario is over, you will no longer have this consequence.
Okay. So then probably to ringing ears instead of like complete.
Sure, if you want to have tinnitus.
Sure, let's go with that. I
It'll be
already
over
have
later. It's
experience.
fine. It's temporary
Yeah.
tinnitus.
So yeah, so just as a reminder, the way it goes, this goes scene, session, scenario for healing. You were at a 4.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say session with the caveat of like when it makes sense, right? Because you did a pretty big one,
yeah.
so
Yep.
we'll play that one by ear. Is anyone gonna try to help Tenerife or Hackenslash?
No.
Yes. 10 is gonna keep trying to help everybody.
Okay, so
She was
Hackenslash
really
is at a 4.
afraid of helping with any imagination bullshit right now.
That's,
so-
then
That's-
don't.
That's fine.
That's
Don't-
fine.
I'd be
don't
freaked
feel
out too, dude.
Forced. Hey, that's a 3 roll +4. So we got 7.
Wow, that's way higher than you needed to.
Yeah.
That's a success of 3, which means you can get a boost out of that one. Ooh. So
What does a boost mean when in reference to healing? How does that manifest or
I don't know
whatever?
what the rules as written say, but I personally feel like it's another like check in the rapport between Hackenslash and Tenerife.
Okay.
It's kind of off kilter, right? Because we had the moment where Hackenslash shocked Tenerife out of their high, but I think that kind of it still solidified something.
Yeah.
So I think the reverse necessarily being true.
As Tenerife is trying to help Hack, he does not want any help, and he is kind of like, stay away from me. No, don't be doing that. So that was over Hack's objections because Hack does not want to be anymore in debt to Tenerife because every debt must be repaid.
Okay, well then, if you want to,
But-
we
Go ahead.
could just have this be a will roll if you'd like. Like in.
No, I'm fine with that
Okay.
with that happening there, but I think that now.
Oh well, then I mean I think we can just add to your debt list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm just gonna put a little check mark there to remind me that now that can be compelled if.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this to Tenerife. I think
Debt list.
but it's a boost. So
Okay.
if you want to remind yourself that like once you use it, that goes away, and that doesn't last very long either. So you can't pocket that essentially.
Okay.
Okay. Is anyone gonna try to help Tenerife, or are you gonna try to heal yourself?
Sure, 10's gonna try.
Yeah, I think that's fun. So you're at a 6. You gotta hit an 8.
You got this.
I don't know.
Easy.
2 will give me.
Easy.
You
4
have
pluses.
so many fate points.
Tenerife is not supposed to heal because that is a -3.
You have so many fate points.
That's true.
Yeah, but you gotta
This
have
is
ways to
true.
invoke all of them.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
I don't know.
Um,
Acting captain of the, or not acting captain, captain of the King's Guard feels like something.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
your high concept gets you out of so much shit.
I think with seeing Lawson failing and like sweating and just being
Yeah.
like, "Phew, I need to take a break."
Yeah.
10 is thinking like, "Oh, it really is my time to shine and step up and be like, I am the captain of the King's Guard." Yeah. So we'll
I think that's a reroll.
Would
yeah.
you
For an
even know?
8?
Would you even know if you need heals? Because 2 couldn't hear.
Two
so-
can, yeah, 2 can't.
That's
But it's pretty
true.
obvious, I think, that 10's like.
I mean, with my notes, do you think with 10's notes, do you think he would have put it together?
Wow.
Only out of 5 total. So.
I mean, 5. I mean, if
you can compel twice.
yeah, you'd have to get
twice.
That would be
invoke
a
2 other things.
You're
Yeah,
helping
2
though, right?
Yeah,
so that would
I'll-
be a 6, right?
I'll
or
help
no,
for that.
What's your?
I'll try to
That would be a
help.
6.
Yeah, so that's a total of 5 with your score and the
You are
dice
helping?
and 1,
Okay.
so it's a 6.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
help.
Yeah, but you have to hit
An
8, which that's I'm gonna say you can't help
Can't
if
help.
Tenerife is trying to heal themselves.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Because
makes
that's the whole
sense.
point is like
Right.
you have to heal above on the ladder.
Okay.
So 5.
So 5. Yeah.
How can I swing circus phase?
Really, you're really trying to
circus performers are loud and boisterous, and you're fighting against that quietness.
Oh, okay.
No.
I'm trying my best here,
You
man.
can try as hard as
You'd be
you
calling
want.
out.
I'm not
you would
allowing
lose your
it.
voice a lot, so you'd have to be ready for the next show.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
No. I'm
Okay.
Tried
I'm
real
not.
hard.
What about bigger picture? And Ten is saying, like, okay, if I cannot communicate with my team, that puts the bigger picture, like the end game, like in jeopardy. So,
Sure, I'll allow
yeah,
that.
yeah, okay. So what should I do?
'Cause, I mean, if you,
Do I want to risk it and re-roll?
that's the only way, because
Yeah,
adding a
because
2's
it's
not
still
going to get you
me
there.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
I just really love this visual of Tenerife being like,
right?
"You're healed. You're healed."
I can't.
There would be screaming happening, but Ten can't make noise.
Okay. Yeah.
I just don't think you can heal yourself.
No.
I think
it's
you're
not
mute.
happening. It's not happening.
Yeah.
10 is mute for the time being because that is a 3
Okay.
in total.
Great.
Wow.
Okay. Well, we'll revisit
All right.
a potential healing opportunity.
Imagination straight up went
Yeah.
mute. Mute button.
There's a lot of TV happening on this side of the table. We're gonna fast forward and mute. What's next? Pause.
Volume. Well,
Yeah.
the volume went all the way down. I guess then, right?
Yeah, it's about the same. Okay.
Channel 2.
So unless there's anything else that we want to have happen here, I think that's where we find the results of all of this. As you regroup, you figure out. I also left a notepad on the table for you to do real life notes if you'd like. The 4 of you, including Lawson, see you are in the back of the warehouse where all the tanks are. Very few ferries and barriers to not look into the tanks. And you see off to your right, you hear a sound, just the shoo that you kind of heard when the door went down on the room that you had previously been in. And to your right, you see a door appear with a red barrier spell in front of it.
That's the door from before. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, it's
Was
got
it
a red
there?
barrier. I mean, it wasn't there, but it's a red barrier, and everything's moving around everywhere. So.
Well, that's
Yeah.
how it works. Well, if the door came back, should we go and see if the door that disappeared, that the other ones were stuck in, came back? If we can get Broker and the other two, or should we leave them there?
Fair, honestly.
As you're deciding amongst yourself, Lawson has made a decision to try to open up the door.
The red door?
The red barrier door.
10 immediately joins them.
Great.
2 follows and like, do you have it or does Broker have the communicator?
I would have one. I would have it.
Yeah, it was one on each group that we had.
Yeah.
I was not given it. Or Tenerife was not given it.
No,
because they weren't
you-
high.
No, that goes way back.
No, yeah. So I had the one. I yelled into it, and then I handed it back to Broker.
Okay.
So yeah. So Broker should still have one.
Okay. Can someone roll some dice for me, please?
Sure. Well, yeah, I'm not here. I feel like I might as well be the roller.
Let those mans
Ooh,
play.
-2.
Stop rolling as 2.
Well, I mean, is this good or bad? I don't know. It's hard to tell. when the
Well,
GM
it's a
has it.
passive score of 5, and I was going to once again use will because it's a magical spell, and Lawson has a 4 in will, so that's not really much of
gonna get it
anything.
done.
They're very tired
I get it. you
from
know?
trying to do some removal magic. Maybe they're just not good at removing magic.
They're just good at putting it out there.
Yeah.
They can't pick it up afterwards.
I'm just thinking. Narratively, I think this is where we find ourselves. Okay, well, Lawson's certainly trying to remove the barrier spell.
Yeah,
Again,
10
like,
profusely sweating. 10's also trying.
okay,
Yeah.
great. So again, passive of 5. You don't have to use will. You just have to explain to me whatever skill you're using magically how that works.
Both of us, Hannah and 10, want to use will.
Okay, great.
So it's a 4.
Okay, so that's nothing.
Yeah.
But
That was, you
But-
could burn a thing.
But
And I can like get a. I can reuse like hard ass captain again, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah, because it's not
a
for
different
the same.
thing.
Yeah,
okay.
it's a different
I
thing.
just right. Don't
Yeah.
get
it
me
makes sense. You're
stupid.
trying to
Yeah.
show them up.
Again, poor Lawson is sweating their ass off.
They're really trying to make sure
really
you don't
trying.
see, but like they're trying.
But 10 sees, and it's like, oh, for the good of the Guards Fae reputation, and for my fellow Guards Fae.
Yeah.
So can we add a? What did I
Two.
get? A 2.
Yeah. If you're using that,
Yes,
then
yes.
you add a 2. So you said a 4. So that gives you a success of 1. Great, you've
Hell
done
yeah.
it.
Woohoo!
Barrier comes up. Yeah, jazz hands. You just enter jazz hands.
That's how you open the barrier.
Well, I think we had a bit of a this and the
Yeah.
this and yeah. The door opens and you walk into. It's very dark in this room, and as you're walking in, the door closes behind you. Everybody gets in, and the door closes behind you. And then a door opens on the other side of the room, like kind of far away, but you can see like light coming through. And you hear like a shuffle, and then Quarter comes through the door on the other side. And Hawk follows shortly thereafter, and I imagine Broker as well.
Now what in the?
And then Quarter's like,
And I won! Tic-tac-toe, you're never gonna beat me!
You know, we could have played any other game. They had an entire chessboard in there, and you just didn't want to
I
touch it.
win! The
Yeah, alright,
X's
whatever.
take the house!
It's because you always start.
Yeah.
You're always gonna win when you always have the middle space.
Yeah.
No,
Oh hey.
no, you don't always win if you start. You always draw.
I was just about to call. Oh, well, it doesn't matter now. No, you forget about the fourth dimension of the tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, you don't even want to know. So, firstly, hi.
Hello.
What in the hell just?
you're in a very dark room.
I can
So-
see well in the dark.
Sure, it's still like magically dark.
Ooh.
So, are you all? Wait a minute. Are we all here?
Who's here? Sound off. That's just me. That's nobody in the room.
who's not dead?
Who's not dead?
So
Sound
if we all
off.
sound off, then Tenerife is not here.
Ten's dead.
Terribly, terrible. No. Yeah, I think. I mean, Lawson
Stride on over.
tries to figure out who's still, and Quarter starts running circles around Lawson. Like picks him up by their scruff, and then like sets him back down, and they go off the other way and run into a wall.
Well, now we know there's a wall over there.
Gonna turn to Hawk and be like, "We're gonna have to put our conversation on pause."
The very titillating conversation they were not having.
Yeah.
Um,
Just a lot of noises, so kind of like hand motions. Really, that's about it.
I think Hawk's just staring at you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've lost my notes. Where'd they go? Sorry, I'm good. Okay, so, yeah. So you find your. So what are we doing in this very dark room?
Firstly,
Somebody find a light switch in here.
hi.
Hello.
Where have y'all been? And why didn't you call the entire time?
Well, there was an discussion.
Can you hear this? Can you?
I mean, you still hear it, just
like-
this, like muffled
Okay.
ringing.
There was like an argument, discussion between Lawson and
Ah,
Tenerife.
so you're back. Welcome.
And then we made it into the one of the production floors.
And then I saw the entire end of your world.
And I saw
I'm
things
sorry.
too.
Wait, whoa. What do you mean you saw the end of the world?
Looked into your stupid imagination, magic.
Mine?
Everybody's. Your world's magic. We don't have that in Boiler. We never had that in Boiler. Didn't have any of that nonsense around. I looked into it, saw the future.
You looked into imagination.
Like big giant pile of it there, yeah. Yeah, and I saw what's happening. There's not just the one bomb, there's several bombs. There's one at least in every single region. And they all go off. They don't like explode, but like the chimera kind of spews out of it, spreads,
I don't suppose
poisons the entire library.
You did
And
good.
eventually the whole thing closes down. It stops.
I don't suppose you saw how that happens.
What do you mean how it happens?
How, when
These
did they
things
go
we're
up?
looking for,
Where?
right? These things we're looking for. We've got to find them, because if we don't find them, I'm going to have to witness another world die. It's bad enough I lost mine. Now I got to watch yours go too.
Hack, if you saw the future, can we change it?
Well, I don't know. But I think we damn well better try. I'll also point out that I did not see one go off here in imagination.
Interesting. Okay. Well, that ain't exactly what I would call a good omen. Did y'all gaze into it too?
Yes. Saw it
happened?
entirely different.
What happened with you? Do you see the future?
No. I saw the past.
Okay. Did you learn something, or
Yes.
kind of like?
We not talk about it here.
Did you look in the past and see, like, the person planting the bombs
That's
so we
kinda
knew
what I
where to
was
find them? That would be a great thing to have witnessed in the past.
No. But I did see things that could help.
Okay. Like what?
Things that I can't say with certain members present.
Ah. Tip my hat to Lawson.
Lawson is trying to create some kind of light right now. Like they are not paying attention to you. They're eyeballing, making sure like kind of where people are at, seeing where Quarter is. They never have to look where a hawk is because nobody knows. But they're trying to create some kind of light situation, and they do manage to make something like plasma ball, something like that, and it's magic light, so it starts to chase away the magic darkness, the stuff that isn't just because there are no lights in the room. And everybody came in kind of at the top of the room. In the depths of the room, as the light makes its way and chases away the darkness, there is some dark that doesn't go anywhere.
Definitely magic. Dark. What's going on with you?
10 apparently can't speak anymore. But
Oh.
before you
Yeah,
start
10.
celebrating and jumping up and down, we've got business to attend to.
And if
I
you can
wasn't
talk,
gonna do that.
Really?
I mean,
10 can't speak at all.
look,
What?
I want you to shut up sometime, but that doesn't mean that. That's.
if we can
that's
all talk at
miserable.
a higher volume just so I can hear you for now, that would be great. And not whisper.
Right. What? We need to talk up? Wait, why? Do you want to like write it down or something? Here, have this notepad.
You just rip it out of Two's hands, just holding it.
Yeah, 10 does. The big dark feels like we need to go investigate that.
Oh,
What do
yeah,
we
that
think?
makes sense.
Yeah?
Yeah.
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 Hello?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I am offering a fate point,
That's
but
bomb.
you might not want this one.
The bomb digger.
Hey, Mr. Chimera Creep.
Oh no.
So you get a fate point if I get this Chimera going, but do you want it? You have a very big stack of
Yeah,
fate points,
no,
just as
I-
like
At
just
least
as a
not yet,
reference.
we're gonna-
Okay, great. So you feel the magic inside of you calling to the other side of the room, and for a moment it starts to like take over
Yeah.
your whole like face, and then you push it back, and
She's just gonna.
You good?
For now, yeah.
What's that supposed to mean?
I definitely don't like what's over there.
Okay, I don't exactly like it either. It seems ominous, for lack of better words. And before we move on from this gazing into the fucking imagination thing, did you see something bad that we need to know about, like, now?
And
Do you not see the?
No, I see that. That's a problem. But you talked about the entire world fucking exploding. And you talked about apparently important stuff that you can't talk about right now, so I'm just making sure that nothing else is urgent.
And 10 gestures to saying, like, you can say because you know, from our little notes, if you remember.
Oh, yeah, there you go. We'll just hand him the note. Let him read it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So 10 just hands the notes. that
Yeah, here's the
they had
notes.
passed.
looking for something. I got to the middle of the. Yep. I was going through, and then I got to the part that said.
Yeah.
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 Happens
No,
twice.
that's fair.
That's really funny.
Huh. Sounds good. Talk about it after.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so what? So are you saying that we should run over there and take a look at that, or should we run far away from it and seal this room? What should we do here, too? You seem to have some sort of insight that none of the rest of us have.
Yeah, I don't feel much of anything.
Just like, I have a thought of a concept of potentially something to do. But either way, there is definitely something that's not great, and I would definitely bet it had something to do with why we're here.
All right. Well, it ain't like it's spreading, right? It's not spreading, right? It's just like a little orb that's just there.
No, the orb is lighting up.
Right, but then is it just one splotch of area that's just dark, or is it a bunch of different splotches?
The entire back half of this room is covered in inky, moving, dark, corrupted.
They are
magic.
moving.
Oh, absolutely. The magic is not right.
Ah. Not inky in the good way, inky in the bad way.
Lawson has walked with the light towards the back half, and now it's lighting up the nothing, basically.
Lawson, you might want to not
They're
stand right
standing in
next to
front
that.
of as far as they can go without their toes touching it, with it held way above their head, trying to see all of it.
I'm going to quickly jog on over that direction.
Yeah, 2 follows slowly.
Hey.
They've been standing there for a minute.
Yeah.
Lawson,
Hack
you-
is looks like he wants to rush over there, but he's kind of standing back and looking uncharacteristically indecisive.
That's fair. 2 walks slowly forward.
Lawson, I don't know what's going on, but you should probably back up a little bit, yeah?
I don't know if Lawson hears you.
Hey. Hey! I'm going to walk over in their direction, grab onto their shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah, if you look them in the eyes, they
Gonna
don't
spin 'em
have
around.
any eyes right now. It's all like, it's not necessarily that they have Chimera in them yet, but that it is certainly calling to them.
I'm going to do the thing where I spin them away, and then if I look up and see that, I think my first response is just going to be like, smack across the
Smack them.
face.
Oh, damn.
Smack them across the face.
Okay, I feel like this is still a will roll, yeah?
I don't know if it's will or fight. I'm hitting them. I'm not doing any magic shit here. I literally can't.
Yeah. Okay,
This is all physical.
sure. I don't know if the response is physical because it is you're fighting against magic.
Right.
So,
You're slapping
So
him
does
to
it
get him out of
matter-
a trance.
Does it matter if I'm hitting them or not?
I don't know if it does.
You're
You know
just
what?
hitting him for you.
For funsies. Let's. Okay. I know
Like
what's
the movie
gonna.
Airplane. Well, I'll just take turns. Just
With increasingly more dangerous weaponry.
Okay. I know what this is going to be.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay. So. Yes. Go ahead.
Fight roll?
Sure.
I don't like how you're saying that.
Nervous. 5.
5. Okay. Okay. So that's 1 negative. That's
-1.
-1. So that is also a 5.
Jeez.
whoa.
Yeah.
Beats it with a minor consequence.
What do you think that minor consequence would be?
I'm scared. I'm trying to find the good here.
Let me remind you.
Just trying to find the goodness.
So, with a tie, on an attack, there's no harm, and there's a boost. You get a boost.
Something.
Yeah, boost goes away. I don't know. What do you want it to be?
Oh, I mean, in this case, probably like, I don't know if like stunned is even like a good word for it, but like I at least whatever this vessel is currently that's being possessed by Chimera is at least temporarily like staggered.
Sure.
Not necessarily like gonna stop them from attacking me, but
Maybe
enough to
like-
make them kind of like slightly off balance.
Yeah, and I think like maybe it's also, this is not gonna read on camera, but that's okay. Maybe it's also just like they don't turn back around. You know,
Yeah,
like they don't
they're-
go
they're
back
looking
to
at
it.
me.
Yeah, they're looking at you.
There you go.
Okay. Okay.
I think we got a problem. Gonna reach on my back. I'm gonna grab the paperclip sword.
Okay.
I don't like bringing this thing out, but this could be bad.
Okay.
I have a plan for.
What the hell is wrong with his eyes? What's going on there?
Yeah, that's the problem. I think whatever this stuff is, it's gotten into them. I have a plan for getting them out of here real quick, but it ain't gonna look good.
So we've found.
I got a thumbs up.
Good. Oh my god.
Does Lawson look like they're about to attack?
No.
They just look like they're sort of like out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
I
not
mean,
a. It's not. Yeah, there's not. It's not as though it's an entity that's taken over. them.
I don't know how. My experience with Chimera users has been usually a violent response. Yeah.
Yes, but it's been
I don't know.
the user,
Yes.
not necessarily the chimera.
Right, and I don't know the
And you don't
difference
know this,
because
yeah.
I've only seen late stage
Yeah.
Chimera use corruption, so
Correct.
I don't know that.
Yeah, and I would imagine any fairy that you took care of that had been using chimera had been purposefully using it.
Yeah. This
It hadn't
is sort
been
of
it hadn't been infected. It hadn't been something
Yeah.
imposed upon them.
I'm gonna try to drag them away. I think
Sure.
because I mean clearly the like getting close to this seems to have fucked up something.
As per the spent fate point.
So I think what's gonna happen is I'm gonna. Lawson's pretty big, right?
Yeah, same height as Tenerife.
Okay, so
roughly.
shorter than me though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, whatever the scaling is.
So
I
I'm
don't know it.
going to unless I don't think they're like stanced in like a planted stance. or
No,
anything,
they're not
staring, right?
stanced, yeah,
Yeah, so I'm
they're-
gonna kind of wrap an arm around them and just start pulling them back.
Sure, that's going to be against their physique, I think,
Yeah, that makes sense.
which they currently don't have.
Yeah.
so.
Actually, you
I
know
did
what?
a column. I didn't do a pyramid.
You know what? This seems like an urgent situation. I think this would be one of those moments where it's kind of like I'm gonna try to use my speedster abilities if possible.
Sure.
So grab and pull.
Like zoom. Yeah.
I mean, I'll too slowly walking towards
So is
it.
that you said this is an
yeah.
athletics?
Yeah, I
versus
can.
their
I can.
physique?
I can see that as a little
Okay,
athletics.
so in that case, then it would be a 5 because of my speedster ability.
Okay. I'll roll for me, just so that no one feels quite as nervous. All right. So that's a 2 against 5. So that's because they don't have physique. So that's a
Right.
success of 3.
All right.
So you get a boost with that as well. So we could also turn this boost into a free.
Yeah, I feel like this just double staggers.
Yeah. So we'll just do 2 boosts on that.
Cool.
If we need it, we may not.
I'm not putting them next to everybody else. I'm putting them sort of like I don't know,
Like quarantine.
a little bit away,
Well,
Yeah.
and then just zooming back over to our little group and going,
Yeah.
something's wrong. Like really wrong. I don't know if their eyes are still.
I mean, I think for the moment, you just pulled them away.
Yeah.
So.
I think as a precaution, Ten's gonna want to put up like a little barrier spell around Lawson, just
Okay.
to kind of keep them safe.
A little
and-
bubble.
Yeah,
Little bubble,
mhm, yeah,
sure.
a little playpen, if you will. Yep.
Don't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done. Okay.
All right, so well, that's why I didn't see one go off here, because it already did, it appears.
Is that what it does? It's like a slow.
Yeah, that's what.
Spread?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it's not like a bomb that goes kaboom and sends up a mushroom cloud of corruption. No, it's like it just it dissipates through.
And none of us.
And unless we
know-
find some way to contain that, it's going to spread throughout the factory, taint all the imagination here, and
we're all fucked.
right.
Okay, we gotta quarantine it somehow. So I don't know. You two know magic. You just used a barrier, right?
She's
Can you
already
just-
walking towards it slowly. Has been for a hot minute
Two.
now.
Two.
What?
Do you know how to put up like a barrier of some kind?
I mean, yes.
Can you make it permanent?
I mean, the thing with imagination is it's not really permanent, especially for bigger things. You have to like keep it up. But
Okay.
do we know if it's actually like exploded yet?
It's spreading. We can see it moving. Right?
I mean, it
Yeah.
does not look like the device that we have the picture of.
No, I'll pull out that picture. I don't know where the actual picture ended up, but it's that.
Yeah. I mean, that's a contained
Yeah.
unit, and this is definitely not a contained unit.
No, it's already busted open. Or unless that thing's in there, which
That's
is.
what I'm trying to go check
Do
out.
not go into the chimera.
I'm not going to go into it.
What are you gonna do?
I'm going. Okay. I saw some things in the past that give me an idea of how a certain individual may or may not be handling Chimera.
Who?
Do you all trust me?
She's like gonna sign like,
Do you all trust me before I?
I want
Right
I
now?
want you to say this, and I think that Quarter like does a lap around you and goes, I don't.
I.
2? Right now? No.
I do.
I'm not saying that I don't trust you.
You
in
know what you're
general.
doing. If you think this has a chance to work, then I trust you.
dude turns around and his eyes would be fine
Yeah.
at this moment, right?
Yeah, you you gave
Do
me a
you-
fate point.
Trust. Do you trust me? Give you a favor.
No, I think
Okay.
you did. You
Okay.
did. You did.
Do you
Let's try to
trust
escape
me?
again. Look.
Just running.
I trust 2.
I am too.
I want to make sure it doesn't eat you alive.
I would like to make sure it doesn't eat everyone alive, including me.
I don't want you to go in there.
Worst case scenario. You all are going to need to bring me and whoever else gets infected into the Shadowlands and follow the map that I told you about.
What?
When I was really young, I was banished into the Shadowlands. And I met 2 individuals named Arak and Kato. And
Oh,
I
God.
lived with them for a few years.
You lived with Arak?
Who banishes a fucking child into the Shadowlands? That's what I want to know.
Bastards who rule the kingdom? My whole family got banished out there.
I need you to trust me. I'm not any different from the individual that you knew a few seconds ago. But I need to know that you guys trust me because you're the only ones who know where I am right now.
What do you need us to trust you to do?
Whatever I'm about to do. And if it goes wrong, bring me into the Shadowlands and follow.
And he's gonna pull out a map and throw it over to you guys.
Follow that map. It's a little old, but it'll have the information.
This had better not be a map to who I think it's going to.
It'll be a map to a rock, but if you leave me in any of
2, do you know what the fuck everybody knows them for? They are the most infamous Chimera user of all of them, and the fact that they are even alive is insane. They're a huge enemy of everything this library stands for.
and they're the only reason that I lived to break back into diction. If you don't trust me, let me know now because I'm not going to do this if I don't have a backup plan.
2, I trust you a lot.
Do you trust me enough to do this?
If you start turning, I will kill you.
he tries to kill you, he won't kill you.
You can't stop me. Hack, I want to
She's
like
just
you too,
gonna
okay?
turn around and start walking forward and be like,
Okay, goodbye. Okay, what are you doing to?
I'm gonna walk up to the edge of it
Yeah.
first
Mm-hmm.
to see
To see.
if he can see like the container that they had the image, or like any sort of container.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
There's nothing there.
It's the chimera is creeping over what this room was,
Okay.
which was another processing facility. If you had kind of any insight into it, it would be where they processed imagination into solid rather than liquid form, which was in the next room. So it's all the machines and the, everything, and it's all just like dark. It's like wrapped itself around it. It's not necessarily like only dark goo. It's everything's just kind of its own new shade now.
It's Vanta Black.
Yes, Vanta Black over everything. But there is no container that looks like it would have held anything. There's no remnants. There's no shards. There's no full, half, quarter piece of it. There's nothing that where you can tell the epicenter is. It's you can see. It's not a hard math to do.
No, yeah.
There's nothing there.
Okay.
All right. So it looks.
It's like I can't hear them.
It looks like, Hack, your theory was right, and it has exploded or burst its contain. There is no container left.
Great.
Right, so what do we do? What do we do? He shouts because he
Just
knows
hand you the fucking
can't hear very well.
eye level.
Can't hear that.
down the room. Okay, so while everybody's trying to figure out amongst yourselves, you feel just like a slight shift under your feet. Like it kind of the room kind of like shifts a little bit, and another door opens on a different wall, a far side, a side that neither of you came in. And because it's so dark, you just see the silhouette of a fairy. Not a fairy you would recognize. It's just the shape of a person.
Great.
And they kind of send some like light down to kind of light things
this
up
is
a
just
little
not
bit.
gonna look great.
It's not gonna look great. But actually, you know what? Everybody roll me no. Actually, Broker, you can't do this. Roll me a notice. All three of you.
I can't do this.
There would be no reason for you to have this knowledge.
That's,
Oh, okay.
that's gonna be just a flat 1.
Okay, this is against a 3. Okay.
2 is way too
Yeah, you're
focused
not-
on everything.
Yeah. So I would say that you would take this at a minor cost. I don't know what this will be, but you can kind of tell me so that you would recognize that this is a fairy who was just in one of the assembly lines in the
Okay.
processing.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
you walk past, them just on your way. You kind of like notice.
Was it that guy?
No,
Oh, the
it's
one
not
who
that guy.
tripped
Damn,
over.
I like that guy.
No, just someone else that
Okay.
you would have just, I don't know, maybe something about their hair. It's a bright red that you kind of
Yeah, recognize.
clocked when you were walking
Oh,
away.
this looks
Yeah.
It looks so incredibly bad.
And the door closes behind them again, and they see everybody, and they kind of look the same way that you're feeling right now, where you're like, oh, this looks bad. They're like,
Hey, I don't know who you are, but you should probably get the fuck out of here.
2 holds of thing.
Get them. Catch them.
All right. I was told to.
Speed star.
Yeah.
Sure.
Everyone's like, yeah, that's a great.
What are you doing?
So I don't know how alarmed they are, how quickly they're moving. But I'm faster. So so whatever they're starting to do, like looking a little freaked out, Broker's gonna like zoom right on over to them and just kind of grab onto their arm.
What do you know about magic spells?
I don't know much of anything.
Okay, so you wouldn't really like recognize.
Like I would
anything.
recognize when someone's using imagination.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about what defines certain abilities or anything like that because I've never been any good at it.
Sure. Okay.
Especially right now, I literally can't even feel it.
Yeah.
So I've.
I mean, it's very clear that they are doing a spell, but not at you.
right.
They're doing it at the room. At the room.
All right, I'm just gonna grab their arm, seeing them started to do something, be like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. So I just grab their other arm and pull them behind their back.
Sure.
Just kind of pull them into like one of those like arm locks. I don't even know what those are called.
Yeah.
Anyways, the point is I grab onto them, just go, hi, yeah, about that. What are you doing?
And like, you know, you've got a little fairy with red hair and small wings, and they've got kind of like a cool like scaly pattern on their skin, and dark green eyes, and their hair is red, but their skin is kind of like a maroon color, and they like whisper. They're like, well, I'm not supposed to tell anybody, but the foreman asked me to move the room again.
This room?
Yes.
Okay, well, you're gonna start talking real fucking fast. And the Scorpio Tail's gonna snake around and go right under their chin.
Sure.
So, you know what? I think we're pretty close to the doorway. Let's move a little deeper in. Zoom back over to where they are.
And you look over your shoulder when you do that, and there is no door there anymore.
Right, but they came in from there,
Sure.
so something could happen.
Sure. Okay. So you bring this fairy over to the group,
Yeah,
I
right back
imagine,
over.
except for Two's you're not there.
I'm not there.
Yeah.
So-
Okay. So
And Hack is not paying attention to this at all.
Okay.
Hack is staying focused on 2 and making sure that
Yeah.
2 is okay.
Sure.
all right.
Are you going over to 2?
Wanting to and very hesitantly getting closer without actually
Okay. Yeah.
stepping right up.
Yeah. Roll me I don't know, provoke against 2. Unless you want to, you're interrogating this fairy, right?
I am, yes.
Yeah, you want to get information, then roll me something.
Yeah. You say against?
A passive of 2.
Oh. Okay. I was like,
Not, oh my god.
That's why I
Oh
was
my
confused.
god.
Like, what do you
no,
mean?
happy we both
no,
were like,
no,
what?
no,
You
no,
said
no.
provoke.
A passive number of 2.
Provoke.
Provoking 2
Provoke.
You did this to me.
Ooh, I ended up with a net 0.
You
But,
asked me to come up
you
with
know
a
what?
4th name.
This is what I get.
Yeah. I ended up with a 0 because I ended up rolling a -2, which is really rough.
Okay.
I don't know how important this person specifically is. So I'm gonna save my 1 fate point.
Okay.
But
You
I'm-
can, if you want,
Yeah.
like, I know you can't speak, but if
Yeah.
you want to get information any other way, you're
Yeah.
also welcome to.
Yeah. Okay.
They
Is
said-
there
Something
some?
out
Is there like an equivalent of like a Vulcan mind meld or something? You know, like
Yeah, you
just
know,
kinda-
the
Let
just
me see
casual
what
equivalent.
would have been going on the last like few moments. Of your life.
Sure. I just think that's fun. I'll
All right,
allow it.
cool.
I do. This is definitely Will.
Yeah.
I'll tell you exactly what you said, by the way, about the room thing. Like, that's the
Okay.
first thing.
Yeah,
Brooke
that would
like,
be the first
Like,
thing
like
for me.
holding onto them. They said the foreman wanted them to move this room again.
Yeah. So 10 is gonna like probe for like what foreman, and like why.
Yeah.
Maybe who else would know about that?
Okay.
Okay. So it's a 5.
Against a 2? Wow. Okay. So that is.
Them eyebrows, though.
Yeah, you can get a boost too of this.
Whoa.
I'm just gonna say, we'll say that this boost is called Rosetta is your guy. That's this fairy's name. And you go into her mind.
Rosetta.
You like
Rosetta Stone.
do I don't know, your Vulcan mind meld.
Yeah.
And you see a foreman you don't recognize. You only interacted with Martini. Yeah, unfortunately. But it's another M name. Her name is Maribel.
Okay.
And Maribel is looking, and this is I guess, a vision of the past at this point. Is looking very, frazzled and stressed and cracking under the pressure, Maribel tells Rosetta that this is not an official ask, right? Nobody can know that this has been asked of her. But there is a room that needs relocated. And this is something they can kind of do. They don't do a ton, but it needs relocated as often as she can, because it'll quarantine the chimera inside. So the intentions are pure.
Yeah.
The maybe reporting is not,
Right.
right? But the what the fuck do we do? We're gonna just try to keep this from spreading is what's happening.
Dang. Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't know why I expected you to interrogate them. You can't talk, so I just wanted you to know what was going on.
So how do you relay this
Yeah,
information?
so maybe we
Tenerife?
should be asking you some questions.
Well, and I feel like Tenerife wanted to go and grab some of the people at the Imagination Factory and be like, we have a serious problem as King's Guard. Like, how do we fix? What would you do for this? But if that's the best plan they have, what the hell?
They need to start working with some like upper management to start coming up with some
Yeah.
better ideas.
Okay. All right.
The fairy hazmat team in here to.
Yeah.
Right. I do.
2419.
Just let me just.
Oh no.
Please.
Breaking into windows.
Please. I mean, let me just say this. Like, what's the better plan?
I don't
Imagination needs made and needs to come out of this factory. If it
Yeah.
shuts down, the library shuts down.
Do we
Right,
know
right.
any way of anybody ever like cleaning up or reversing the effect of chimera, or is it only ever just
like.
because as far as I'm aware, there's no cure. It just exists and that's it.
Like, could you conceivably manufacture it, and just like bury it or something?
Well, my thought was just like anybody using it, I know that those effects don't go away. There's no cure for chimera
Right, yeah.
sickness.
Unless
just
you know
exists.
a rock, apparently.
A rock?
It's
I don't
up
know
to
what the
no
fuck's
good
going
and
on
knows
with them.
all
I
the
don't
things.
like them. They are a problem. They give us spider wrangles a bad name.
That's my man.
That's
Okay.
my friend.
So
That's my son.
They did some fucked up thing.
Oh yeah. Just you wait.
Ten scribbles down a note, shares it with the broker. Apprising you of all the things that just were gleaned.
I'm just gonna grab the back of Rosetta's head and go, "Does it look right?"
Oh God, yeah. She's
Poor
like,
Rosetta.
of course she's agreeing. Like what the fuck? This was not on the list of things. She's already knowing that she's like jeopardizing her job to try to keep everybody else safe. So in her mind, she's doing the greater good, and now she's being interrogated for
Yeah.
it. She's like, this is how I die.
Yeah. And
This is how I die.
This is it.
10 wants Rosetta to call Mirabelle and be like, you need to get more people on this.
How are you communicating this
I
information?
had to make the note.
Yeah.
You're gonna write
We're
it
gonna
to
scribble
her?
it. Unless you think it's more aggressive to push it into.
I mean, if you
Mirabelle's-
want to have a
Rosetta's-
mind-to-mind moment.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Okay.
We'll do
How
it.
did you figure that out anyway? Are you like, is it like an inside thing? Like, what's going on here? That was a lot of information. Kingsguard thing? Wow. You guys can, like, read minds? You can read minds. Wow. Have you been reading my mind the whole fucking time? Oh. I'm gonna be honest. Why? Like, I sort of expected that you would have. Anyways.
Okay, you mind meld with
Yeah,
Rosetta again.
yeah, another.
Yeah, what I said passive 2, right? Yeah.
Like holding their head in place.
Okay.
Yeah. 4, absolutely. Okay. So
Maribel and your best. What do we call them?
the foreman?
No. All the best workers, like the people who could like really be the fairies who could really be capable of.
Moving room.
Moving
Yeah.
like a builder.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're asking?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Apologies.
It's
best
all mind
builders.
stuff. You're getting ideas across.
Yeah, the best
She's
builders.
filling in
I
the
mean,
gaps.
I would love to mind space where it's just a big blank, like white matrix space, and you're speaking with
Just
Rosetta.
ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like
Just
in the
colors
matrix.
and shapes.
No, in the
Universal
matrix where
unconscious.
It's two of them together.
Ah.
You know, two people. You're standing in the white void.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will get motion sickness. Just a sec.
So I mean, is it? So you're standing in the white void of Rosetta's mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
And she's like looking around like. What
It's
the-
fine. It's fine.
What?
Focus, Rosetta.
I'm focused. There's nothing to focus on.
Focus on me. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I need you to get Mirabelle, your supervisor, and the best builders that you have. We need more hands to contain this chimera.
This is all we got. It's just me.
It's just you.
There's no more builders.
What do you mean?
There's been a shortage in imagination for a while. It's a highly sought after job, and there's a lot of them in Oratory City. It's where the best builder positions are. Fiction port, I think.
And nobody else knows about this.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Also, Maribel's not here right now. It's her day off.
God damn it.
Where does Mirabelle reside? You don't know?
No.
Tell me she's not
there-
even on call.
Do you stop and get like little drinks after work or anything? There's got to be something that you can tell me about Mirabelle.
She has a wife named Chrysanthemum.
You're right. That is something that you told me, but I don't know if it's helpful. Rosetta.
Yes.
All right. I don't mean to scare you. You're fine. You're doing great, Rosetta. You're doing great. Okay.
You say this, and I'm just picturing the bit from the fucking Lego movie where like stuff like big things start like so like a big like
It's fine, it's
dragon like appears behind you.
I was also thinking of the Lego
Yeah.
movie space. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like Matrix meets Lego movie and like a big dragon, and she like looks at it like, did I do that?
Okay. Rosetta back.
It like jaws over you and then like
You should make yourself look way cooler in the mind space. just to,
Yeah.
like,
I don't think you I mean you can if you want.
I don't think 10 really gives
Mental
a
power.
shit.
You I mean you have to get one more success on your shift for that. You only got a shift of 2, I think. Anyway,
Okay.
regardless.
All right. Yes. Okay.
Ah.
It's Rosetta. We're gonna come out of this, and you're gonna call Mirabelle. It is your job to find Mirabelle while you're still moving this room and making sure that no fairy can get into it. Although you need to do a better job because there are how many of us in here now? I don't want to scare you, but you have to be better.
And you I need to okay. You say this and I don't know, maybe there's like a zoom into her memories basically. And nobody has been in this room except for her and Mirabelle for 6 days.
As far as she knows.
One of you was a plant, then? A little bad, Mirabelle. What?
Wait a minute.
Did Mirabelle allow this bomb to be put in here, or put it in?
Yeah, no, I mean, you rewind button.
Fine.
They like quarantined the room. They detached it.
So as
from
soon as
the-
they found it, they were like,
Yeah, they were like, we can't let anybody find out about this. We can't let this touch anything.
Yeah.
We still have to keep making imagination. Half of our processing is gone.
yeah.
What the fuck do we do?
Okay.
So that's the information. I think also, what also slips is that there was somebody else that came before they locked the room down. And there was they took something away. But she like watched that, she saw that. But they took it away after this explosion happened.
So it was already seeping out when they saw it.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't as much.
Okay.
Obviously.
Right, 'cause it's been 6 whole days.
Yeah, it's been a minute. And there were fairies in the processing when it happened. And you see, she's just remembering this, right? She's like, you're digging in. You're digging into her
no.
memories.
Yeah.
And there was 2 of her friends that didn't make it. And they are both they both have pastel colored skin, they both have gold fangs, both have fang teeth. And their names are Feyre and Winnie.
Oh. That's so sad.
Okay.
And also, oh,
Rosetta, I'm sorry about your friends.
And yeah, she's upset, and then she is like, you know, well, they had a kid, and I don't know where the child went.
No. Tenerife Bridge of the Nose. Oh God. Okay.
Yep. But I think your digging is starting to like break her down. Like you're getting less and less coherent things, I think.
That's gonna freak 10 out. 10 doesn't want to hurt poor Rosetta.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
fucking-
Oh,
you're like
it's-
disintegrating
it's
her psyche.
definitely-
Rosetta's the only one who can move the room.
I
and keep
know.
it together.
Yeah.
I think Parker's holding Rosetta, and this like blood starts leaking out the
Yeah.
nose.
Oh yeah. She's not. She's like losing
10?
it.
Okay.
10.
And immediately drops
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Hey,
I'm out.
stay with us. What did you do?
She's barely there. I mean, I think this is still correct, but I think she's still she's struggling right now.
Hey.
She's not responding to whatever you're trying to do.
I'm gonna put her down on the ground.
Yeah.
Hey, stay with me. Come on.
Can Tenerife try to heal poor Rosetta?
Can't heal herself, but you know.
Yeah, can't heal themselves.
Yeah.
Just
I mean,
make
if
them
you
feel a
want to,
little better.
if you want to get her back to full 4.
Okay, let's try. I just feel 10 feels so bad. Okay.
That's just a 4, right?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think like just like
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. So she's awake now. And she's sad.
Hey.
She's crying.
Oh shit.
She's sad.
What did you do?
We needed answers, so I. Wow! Shitting hell!
Beaming it into my mind. I'm
No,
like,
no, no,
"Whoa."
no, no. No, we can no more beaming. It's too dangerous.
No more beaming. We get to hear.
Furiously writes you a note, saying we needed answers. And I maybe pushed a little too hard, but now we know. No,
Not here.
you're not here.
Just talking to
Is,
Brent.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
she's all right.
She. Nope. Yes, she's all right. The note says.
Okay. Well, feel free to stand back up, but don't go anywhere. We might need you.
She's just like, you know, curled up. She's sad.
Fetal position.
I was thinking like knees to the chest.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, what do you need
Still not here.
to do?
Put Rosetta in the.
Scribbling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scribbling. Put Rosetta in the barrier with Lawson just for like safekeeping.
Gonna look over at Lawson. How's Lawson doing?
is fine now. Lawson is now trying to get out of the barrier.
Okay.
Oh,
Cool.
he's not leaving. Fuck that.
Okay, maybe
no,
if
they're trying. They're definitely giving it
They're
a
not
go.
leaving.
What's your?
I mean, okay, so if 10 scribbles that, and then they look back and they see that Lawson's like perked up and not being
Yeah, like-
weird anymore,
Yeah. Oh, very clearly like themselves.
then 10's gonna drop the barrier.
Okay.
Okay, clearly 10 had a very good reason for doing that.
What? Why am I in a barrier?
Because you looked into the chimera and your eyes went black.
That doesn't sound like me.
It does. I saw you fucking do it.
I don't.
Own up to your damn mistakes.
I didn't go over there.
What?
I didn't go over there.
Okay, well then recognize that you were drawn over there by something, and we had to stop you. I'm sorry.
We have to go back to the castle right now.
Can we?
Okay. Oh, God. All right.
gonna
Yes.
do
It's, yes. Yes. Okay. 10 is going to write a note to Lawson, and it says like, "Don't. We're gonna do it again. Don't read it out loud. Just write me your answer."
Okay.
So that Tenerife can kind of look at Lawson's handwriting and see if it was Lawson who maybe wrote the sus note.
That I have.
Yes, that. So, yeah, okay, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And 10 is gonna tell them about Maribel and like what Rosetta
Yeah.
kind of shared with Tenerife, because I think Tenerife feels like that's fine to share with
Yeah.
Lawson.
So what are you asking?
And 10 is
It's kind of a bullshit question, right?
Yeah,
Just- yeah, just
sure,
come up
but
with a
like I
bullshit
need to know what
question.
Lawson's gonna answer.
Yeah. 10 is asking.
And make sure he doesn't look at the direction of the chimera right now, please.
Oh, right.
Well,
right.
Lawson, you said something. You freaked Lawson out. Lawson's not looking over there anymore.
Okay, good. And okay, yeah. So 10's just gonna ask something about that. Do you really have no memory of what happened?
Yeah. Okay. I will.
We wait with bated breath, like.
I'm gonna try to write as fast as I can. So, hand that over. But
Sorry,
you
Rob.
don't have the note. So
No,
you
but
have to communicate with this one, who has
Fine.
the
Who
note.
does
fine,
have the
fine.
note.
Yeah. Because 10 like pulls out the envelope, and they're like, "That's not enough. I can't see shit." Another note. I need the letter. I need the letter.
Just reaching into the coat and hand it to you immediately. I think the situation's urgent.
Sure.
Trapped. The writings don't match up. Okay. Tenerife is going to share it with Broker and Hack.
Hack
to
is
kind
still
of
over.
fucking
with
hell.
Yeah.
It's just us
Just
right
in
now.
case.
It's
Just
just you two.
Showing you the two things to see if we see any similarities, anything. Boss.
I mean, if you're looking for similarities,
It's all Britty's handwriting. One of them is cursive
So
and one
then,
of them is
let
no.
me ask you a question.
It's different because I made it different.
okay, that's all I needed to
Yeah,
know.
thank you.
I was gonna say, I was like, they're kind of similar.
Can-
right, because Brittany wrote
Because
them.
I wrote both of
Can
them.
Broker eat this ink and ask the
You know,
Her-
you know,
pencil.
if we're breaking the fourth wall, you do not get to request it.
Okay.
And
No,
I'm
no, no,
putting
no.
the fourth wall up. There's a fifth wall
No,
now.
wait.
Fuck off.
The writing utensil is a pencil.
I
'cause
was just
two
gonna
would have only
say
had a pencil.
that 10 knows the broker eats ink and talks to some mystical voice.
There's a sixth wall up now.
Every time we ask, there's another wall.
There's another wall.
Brittany, that's one of the few powers I have. It's why I only have one fate point. Let me
That's
have
not
this.
at a request. It's not a request-based power.
I
Be like you reach out and it's like
You have to pay me
right back.
$50 if you want this to
I
happen.
just don't feel like this is an
I'm a
unreasonable
teacher. I don't
I'm a
have $50.
barista.
thing. And also, I'm gonna be real. I don't think I can.
Why not?
It's imagination. It's all imagination, right? Even the ink stuff.
No,
Gotta
that's
get yourself
different.
That's a
Healed.
different form of magic.
Because I don't feel like any other fairy, unless you're an incap, has that ability. So
Okay.
to me, that doesn't seem one-to-one.
So it's not it's not imagination. It's fucking some weird fungal spore network.
Yeah, you said that at the beginning, so
makes sense.
I would like to continue with that because
Yeah.
that feels also like really OP to be like you cut off your magic and then also everything else is gone like that.
I mean, but I'm going with it.
yeah, but I'll allow it, but not at a request.
Unless you literally are just like, I'm not gonna do it.
You also you didn't believe Broker the first couple
It's true.
times, so why would you suddenly now?
So, good to know. Put the note back in the pocket. Yeah, they're not the same. I got that. Okay, so we know for a fact that this person was moving rooms around, right? And we also know for a fact that they knew about this for at least 6 days. They should have reported it.
And then Lawson speaks up and it's like, why do you think we were sent out?
It was reported. Good.
It was unreported, and that's why it couldn't go through the council.
Right.
Somebody found it, and this is where we ended up. I think Lawson also like reaches into Rosetta's bag, maybe, like sees something sticking out, and like pulls it out. Pulls it out.
What the fuck is that?
What I thought,
Which is what?
which is, and then just do this.
I need a color
Wait,
version.
shit. Give me that.
Let me give it a look. We're all trying to do the same thing.
Thank you. Gotta show it to 10 as well, because we're on the same team. Alright, so there's a lot more. Oh, there's like a bunch of smiley stickers and stuff on it. It's freaky. What the fuck does it, what does it even look like? What do you get landing from this? With color, it definitely helps, but it's still weird.
Oh, I know what it is now.
I ship in
I
a
know.
bottle.
Ship in a bottle.
I don't know.
I mean, it's an opaque bottle.
Curse and dare.
I'm not there.
I think brokers, because you're having a hard time talking, and that's making this go a lot slower. So I think brokers like, fuck, I don't know how to heal. I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna definitely like do like, yep, imagination. Nothing's going to happen.
Sure.
I'm going to give it my all.
Great.
Broker's just kind of like,
And Ten's completely unaware until they look up and see Broker like gesturing, and they're like,
I don't know. How do you do the fucking healing thing? I'm trying to help you. Look, I want to be able to hear you talk for once. Look at me that look. This is going to be way more difficult if we can't. You serious? Right now? In a room with Chimera, you're going to be smug about this shit?
Lawson's just like,
Lawson, you
watch
got
it.
any more magic in you?
Not for that.
You fucking serious right now?
Yeah.
What the fuck? What happened between you two? I was gone for like, I don't know, a couple hours.
Years, I think, is what happened.
Okay, can you maybe, for one fucking second, recognize that this problem is bigger than your goddamn petty squabble and heal 10?
We need to go.
Yeah, well,
If we go to the castle, there are healers in the castle. We can fix all of this.
I think Broker's leaning very slightly and looking around Lawson to know what the fuck's going on over there, because I don't know. I'm just suddenly realizing, oh, I might need to distract Lawson. So I lean over and I'm like,
You've got also 2 other fairies to contend with, just as a reminder that we've got.
And at least Quarter kind of has an idea that they were going over towards it, so.
well, and Quarter and Hawk are expendable. But
so are we.
no, you're not expendable anymore. Tenerife has
Too
grown
mostly
attached
does
to
not
you.
believe so.
Okay, yes, that's fine. Ten's gonna go to Lawson. And write down like I think you're right.
Yeah.
We'll go back to the castle.
Yeah.
And do what needs doing.
Which is dispatch the
Yeah.
official protocol
Yeah.
for Chimera that Captain of the King's Guard set up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well. yeah. But yeah. Okay.
10, can we go back?
Another note. Yeah. I'll go back in the castle, but I don't think it's a good idea for you or Hack to set foot in the castle or be around there.
I look at the note, look back up at you. We're still part of this team.
On the note, yes, you are. But given how precarious everything is right now, this is a covert mission. I still don't know if we'll be able to trust everyone.
Yeah, I'm going to just circle trust everyone and then just draw a line through it and look over at Lawson. We can talk more about it later. In the meantime, we should probably be getting going soon. But before we do any of that, Lawson, I'm just going to start talking about something totally off topic because I didn't know what the fuck's going on over there.
Lawson is trying to get Rosetta to open up the door again.
Okay, so Lawson's distracted.
Yeah.
Good.
Absolutely.
So what's happening with those two?
Well, you tell me what's happening with you two, and then I'll tell you what's happening with Corey and Hawk.
So first question.
Yes.
Because unfortunately, I don't think Q's gonna think too hard. Unfortunately, when he saw in the lab when it was making the chimera, was there any specific like container that was being used?
Being used to make the chimera?
Well, like to contain it,
to
hold it.
contain it. Well, let me look at my notes here. That one might take me a minute because I've got plenty of notes.
Liz has ideas on it, but Two's not gonna think that deeply right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Two's gonna leap into action.
I just think you should take all the chimera and just put it in your bag. Problem solved.
Like a little duck.
Just like a little.
I don't want to
Yeah.
think about what that would do.
Yeah.
It goes from a bag of holding to a bag of devouring.
Okay.
It's already kind of a bag of devouring.
True.
Maybe. Okay. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that you don't see any specific container because this is when you were little.
Yeah.
You were very little.
Okay.
But you do see in the lab something that you remember, I think, depending on your notes. There are pen parts, there are paper clips, there are sticky notes, there are stickers, and there are broken CD slash DVD parts.
Okay. Yep.
Just scattered about.
Yep. All right. Okay. Trying to think. There's literally like, I feel like 3 different warring sides going on in Two's mind right now. The one who's like leaping into action. The one who's like, we were told explicitly never to mess with Chimera. And then there's the Chimera being like,
Yeah, Chimera's like, come have a nice little jaunty nap.
I just think you should mess with me a little bit.
it's like, just a little bit.
It's time to do.
Oh,
How
okay.
bad could it be? The chimera evilly whispers in your mind.
But Two does have a few things that are similar to what he saw in the lab.
Sure.
He has, and he starts messing around in his bag and he pulls out the very big shiny button.
Okay.
Pulls out the broken pen.
Okay.
Pulls out the bits and scraps of paper that he's had, which aren't sticky notes. And he has, I think, only 1 sticker.
Okay.
And he looks at it. He don't have the high definition picture, but he's just like, all right. He's going to, he's not going to think that hard about it, unfortunately. He's going to take the very shiny button, and then he's going to take his gloves off. And he's going to reach out to it, not necessarily touch it, but reach out to it to see if he can manipulate it at all.
How?
He's going to try a spell that he's probably heard muttered a few times. And he's gonna mutter, and he's like, in the deep black sky, even though 1,000,000 miles apart, the sun still finds a way to bring light to the moon. And he's going to try to, like, manipulate it onto the button.
Okay.
The chimera?
Yes.
That's not good.
No, it's not, but I don't think that 2 is gonna fucking...
Okay. Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
What is 2 feeling right now? Aside from, trying to fix this problem.
Yeah.
Zoom out. What is 2 feeling right now?
So other than, like, the main, like, the 3 parts going on. He genuinely wants to make sure that if nothing else, like, this is contained. He wants to protect his friends, and he wants to protect everyone in the immediate vicinity.
Is the protection of his friends anything more than just trying to do the right thing?
No. Not. Unfortunately, not right now.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a little rough. I think it's gonna, kind of do what you want, but I think bits and pieces of it are gonna stick to you like cat fur, kind of clingy, staticky, you know. And you've already got Chimera happening, so it's kind of like adding to it. I won't compel anything for this. I don't think it's going to be like a full takeover at this point. I just think it's not doing what you want it to do, and it's just adding to. And also, my personal opinion as the librarian is that you can't be in denial at this point with it in your hands.
At this point, like,
Yeah.
I feel like the denial kind of ended when he felt the compel at the very beginning, and he's like, oh,
bollocks. Yeah, okay. Does that answer your question?
yeah.
Cool. How far away are you, Hackenslash?
Close enough that if something went wrong, I could dash over and grab 2, but not close enough because I'm really scared of this stuff.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I would say I can't imagine you wouldn't have experienced like one like Chimera incident. Maybe not directly, but at least heard about it or seen
But I mean, I
it.
think prior to his vision, Hack probably just didn't really
put much
care. Yeah, it's like it didn't really affect him. He didn't have a personal stake in it. I mean, it's all that imagination crap that the fairies deal with, and it's what do I care? I'm stuck here.
Yeah.
And I think it's So seeing the effect of it and whatever has brought him to a sense of urgency about it, but with that comes a fear that he didn't have, which kind of limits his ability to act.
Sure. Absolutely. Well, that gives me a kind of sense of space, at least. Cool. What are you doing from there?
From there, just gonna pull out the single gum wrapper that he has now, and he's like looking around, like at just the area that it's in right now, like how wide the area stretches. He's gonna try to slap a band-aid on it if you really want to know, because he can't fucking bring it in.
It's a barrier. Barrier works. It's a barrier, kind of.
Put a single gum wrapper on a whole room?
There's a thought behind it. It's not gonna be just that, but like how big has it taken up at this point? Like,
It's a lot of space, right?
yeah,
the most.
the most.
A lot.
Right.
I rolled a 6
Oh,
on a
jeez.
6-sided die.
So much space.
This is a really big processing room as well. This is it's not quite as big as
Yeah.
liquid processing, but it's very big, and it's at least the back half, floor to ceiling, all over the equipment, and it's moving. I mean, like, not fast, but it's moving.
It's still creeping out.
Yeah.
It's just kind
Like,
of
you take it out, and then you look up, and you're like,
It's just like maybe I could funnel it and just sees it. It was like,
Yeah, probably not.
nope. Glances back at them while they're just doing their own thing. I'm like, okay, whatever.
We're doing interrogations. We're destroying someone's mind right now.
Yeah.
she's fine.
We were destroying someone's
Yeah, I
mind.
see what we're saying.
It's time happening at the same time situation. We're currently in the process of destroying someone's mind.
Currently in the
Is
process
this
of
happening,
destroying-
like, at that point?
I assume
Okay.
this is
Yeah.
simultaneous.
Yeah. She takes a deep breath and looks at Hack and is like,
What can I do to help? Anything?
I can try one more thing. Maybe. I don't think it's gonna work.
Is it likely to make it worse? That's not the answer I was hoping for.
I saw some things, but I don't.
Two does glance down at the bag and he's like,
I've got the bag.
Oh no, I didn't mean it for real.
no, it's been a thought for a while.
Oh god.
Yeah, but like, isn't the bag like, aren't you like really closely tied to the bag? Like, isn't the bag's magic like integrally part of you somehow?
I mean, as far as I know, it only goes one way, me putting them at... I mean, worst case scenario, again, I have a thing that I can do, which I'm going to... He looks at his and is like, I'm going to probably have to do anyway at this... No, I'm going to definitely have to do at this point anyway. I'm going to have to go back into the Shadowlands. It's unavoidable at this point. I might as well at least try this. If this can take care of this, then we can maybe figure out what else to do from there. That's all I've got. Because this is just going to keep growing.
Yeah.
It
no,
already
will.
is.
It will just keep growing. I know that. I know that much for sure. If you really think there's a chance this could work.
I think if we don't do something, then it's going to take over this, and if Imagination Factory is taken over, then it's going to hurt everyone.
Right.
And I mean,
I trust your judgment. It's your call.
okay.
Dude sets down the bag, makes sure that the grappling hook is fully out of it, keeps the few things that he has taken out outside of it.
This is going to become the world's most cursed magic item.
Can you read me out your bag stuff again? I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah,
You
sure.
think it's a bag of magic, like a bag of
It's
holding.
a bag of bullshit.
And then you touch it and you become immediately cursed as fuck. This is the most cursed you can be.
Okay, to use bag, permission, B2, cost 1 point of refresh. Function, aspect, bigger on the inside. Flaw, aspect, lost to the void and active imagination.
Oh,
To use
God.
imagination magic has created an endless cavern that items can fit in, but will be recalled to Two's hands in a moment's notice. If Two has any mental stress taken up, items will not return to him. In addition, if Two is taken out, the bag returns to a normal bag.
Well, it's infinite space, but it's tied to you.
I think what I want to figure out here is, I don't know if it's like you can pick it up. Like if it takes over a thing, it's taken over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more of
What
like
would
a-
be the protocol for something like this?
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
I don't
there
know.
is a
Because
protocol.
there
Thought
is
of
a-
something like this big.
Yeah,
like
I
a
don't
big
think it
scale.
would. The protocols are to prevent this way before this happens, right? To say, hey, if you're using chimera magic, you're out. If we see it, we contain it. Like this, it's this is not in the list, right?
Yeah.
But, and I think the lack of knowledge would be like there's very little because you're not gonna fuck with it to figure it out,
Right.
So like, we don't really know how to do it. But like, what would be for something like this, because this is essentially right like a corruption and a overtaking, so there's not a separation of chimera from object from person, so
Right.
Well, I mean, could you just take the objects that are corrupted and like put them somewhere else? Is that possible?
Grab the chunk of the room, boom.
But I
you
guess.
have to take the whole room.
Yeah.
But here's my question too. Like, what's to stop it from?
Infecting whatever it's
From
in.
like eventually. Like,
Yeah.
So
If it's
what's
in
the
quarantine,
containment?
it'll infect
What's
the
the
quarantine.
containment? What's
Yeah.
How do you contain something that corrupts everything it touches?
right? And so the idea being you stop the user before it happens.
Yeah.
Right? So that's like the best, that's the initial protocol.
Right.
Right? And that's, why it seems so overblown and overdramatic of like, we see you using it,
And
you're
you're
fucking
gone. You
out.
die.
Yeah, right. But
well, okay, so what if it's like not so much as containing this chimera, but going back to whoever like planted it, like whoever's chimera it really belongs to? Like, would it be a matter of that?
I
more
don't-
so.
I don't know if you would know that. Like,
I don't think we would.
yeah. So I mean, it still goes back to the like, stop the user
Yeah.
essentially.
Question.
Right? Yeah.
Do we know how imagination, or if imagination specifically affects readers? We know they provide a lot of it, and we're not supposed to interact with them. We've messed with them before, right? We've interacted with them to make them have more active imaginations, but then somebody got hurt. How much can imagination affect them?
In what way?
Like, for instance, could a reader be powerful enough to interact with, grab some kind of chimera object, and get rid of it, or would it corrupt them?
Oh.
Or they just have a
Ooh.
tantrum in the library.
Because in theory, if they're strong enough to absorb it or something, and it would just make them, I don't know, kind of sick or something, that would
Then
be
they
worth
get
it.
depression.
I'm willing to give one human depression in exchange for our lives.
That's a great question.
'Cause
I
I
don't
do-
know if anybody would know this.
I've been up close and personal with the readers.
Right, but you don't use magic.
No.
You don't use imagination. So I don't know if those two schools of thought would have ever interacted.
No, I was mostly using my own stealth and stuff.
Yeah. And I think for your need to interact with readers was to get rare things to trade with, to get illegal things to trade with.
I think if anything, the most I would really know is like the properties of reader blood, I
Sure.
guess. If that was any sort of significant magical item or anything.
I mean, I think at this point anything reader is just interesting and rare and,
Is there any special traits to it? Or is it just to reader blood?
no.
Okay, it's just blood.
Yeah. I mean, but like, back in Hodgepodge where it was like, well,
it trades for high value.
Human saliva is great. Yeah, it's high value. It's just not like used
I
for
just thought of
anything.
the most powerful beings I could consider.
No, I like it.
and
I
so I
don't
was just
know
like-
if you would know this.
Yeah.
I like it conceptually.
Oh yeah,
I
I
don't
think
know if-
Broker's thinking about it going,
Yeah.
I don't know if that would work.
I don't know if that would work or not, but I love it as a Hail Mary. I
don't
think that's
know any
super
readers,
fun.
but I mean, listen, the library's gonna fucking die anyways. Maybe we should make contact. Listen, we know you're like gods.
This is first contact.
We need help. They're basically elder gods to us.
I just thought of one other thing. I'm not. It's even worse.
Well,
Anyway.
you're gonna do the bag
Okay,
thing.
so let's.
I'm gonna try the bag thing.
Okay, let's real quick though. So containment. There has to be some kind of containment protocol, even if it doesn't work, right?
Like do this so people feel better.
No, and
Or like
Do
we
we
don't
just
know
bury
anything. This
it?
is what we've got.
Do we just bury it like IRL? We
Nuclear
bury
waste?
nuclear waste. Yeah.
We just
Also
put
yeah.
it somewhere really far away.
but I
like
guess
in the
just
Shadowlands.
There's a
how would one
whole-
bury this?
I mean, again, what's the protocol?
Chernobyl.
You've got two options of the library that are not necessarily like forbidden things, but things
Like
where it's
shove
like
it in the
Dropbox.
jungle or Dropbox.
Dropbox. I was thinking the Dropbox, but there's also
Like put it in an infinite space.
there's also the community gardens.
permanent.
There's also outside of the library.
Yeah.
This one's been there.
Yeah. A
I've
few
been
times.
Barely.
But will it eventually like get to the library anyway? Oh, okay. So, so the community gardens, since we Fae folk are not out there, would it then stop existing? Like, is this chimera and imagination tied specifically to the grounds themselves? Because if so, I like that. Get it gone.
Is that again? What I'm asking is that the protocol. Whether or not it works is
Girl,
irrelevant. It's irrelevant because you would know the protocol. You would not know whether or not it works because you're not a chimera scholar. Nobody is.
Right.
So what I'm asking you is the protocol.
The protocol is to get it gone.
Taking it to the community gardens.
Sure.
Great. So,
I could ask.
so that means you have to either go through the Shadowlands or through the Quiet Lands, most likely. That's the easiest route to take something that way if it's contained. if it's contained.
If it's
You know, however we decide the
Right.
containment is, and I will allow the containment to be temporary because you've done it once and it's not taking over the
Okay.
the guard's fate to the outside.
Okay,
I will allow
okay.
that because I don't think it's fun otherwise.
Yeah, yeah.
But the containment, I can't imagine is a whole fucking room.
No, we'd have to like make it smaller or something. We'd have to like break it up.
Or put it in a bag.
Or
I
get more
think-
builders so we can move the whole room.
Right. Yeah.
Pick it up and move
We
it
could
And more build-
theoretically move the room with enough builders, which would be cool.
I like that, but we'd have to go to Oratory City and get more
bunch of
builders.
builders.
And we'd have to leave.
Or
Yeah.
we can convince one reader
Or
to
we can
come
put
in
it in a
and
bag.
move the whole thing.
Or
We
we
saw
can
them
put it
move
in
an
a
entire
bag.
fucking clock.
So
That was
when
a whole city.
So what we're observing here, when it, if I can ask,
Yes.
when the chimera spreads and infects and gets on things, does it just like, do items absorb it? Like, does it infiltrate and become a part of them, or does it just like stay on the surface and dirty them?
Oh, that's a good question.
Great question.
Like, in other words, does it infiltrate into the actual
idea that's
structure
even
of the
worse.
items? Do the items then become inherently tainted, or is it like a surface dusting
Or is it
that
just
is difficult, like grease that's hard to get off of it? You
Might
know?
depend what it is too.
I like that. I like the grease. I like
Okay.
that. That's a really great analogy.
So it's like an oil spill, and we need
Yeah.
to get a bunch of Dawn to clean the ducts.
But we know that organic creatures do absorb it.
Yes.
Okay.
They get corrupted because they have will,
Yeah.
right? I don't think a jar on the table is really going to try to fight against the
Okay,
You
so
don't
chimera. I
a-
don't know. That's
so a
true.
jar on the table or a normal, just a piece of physical item does not. But what about something that has like a ton of magic, like Two's bag?
Or like one of like the collection bags. The
Yeah.
imagination collection bags.
Oh, that's true.
Things
it is
like-
just a fucked up imagination.
It is just fucked up
So
imagination.
maybe we could collect it in the back.
Hi ho.
I-
Hi ho.
I mean, these are things that we don't necessarily know.
Yes.
These are things.
Right.
These are ideas we could explore.
Right, you
This
could
is-
try
this is a
stuff,
pretty-
right? I think, and I guess that's the question. Like, I could say all day long the exact intricacies of this, but nobody knows exactly what it is.
Right.
I like the grease as a good analogy, just for visually, you would even see that, like, of how it spreads and how it takes
Yeah.
something over.
And once it gets
like,
on, it's like, how do you get that off?
Yeah,
It just doesn't
and that
come
was
off.
like a great kind of
Yeah.
like staticky. It's a great kind of visual
We
for
need
that.
the arcane equivalent of soap.
Yep.
Yeah.
It would be like imagination soap.
Okay. What if we put it in the imagination bags and then put it in Two's bag?
Oh, it's for like an extra
Like
layer.
a little
Two
barrier.
is actively doing
I
this
know you're
while you're-
actively gone and doing this, but what if we stop Two from being a little dummy?
You guys are actively doing your thing while Two is doing
Yeah.
this.
Yeah,
That's
no,
the
we're
thing.
just theorizing above table.
That's
You're
fair.
already doing the bag thing.
Yeah.
We're coming up with ideas. We're brainstorming.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you would be able to get it in your bag if it's grease. Like
But
you
you're
can-
using your own magic. You're using magic soap.
I
you
mean,
have to pay me a lot of
imagination
money.
I can
It
think
really-
of one thing that is very absorbent.
No.
You would die immediately.
Bastard. No.
You would die immediately.
I genuinely think Two might attack you if you try. Like, I think
run that by me.
That's so fucked because it would probably work.
I think Two might attack you if you try.
Oh God.
It's not gonna end well, but I think Two would actually legitimately attack you if you try.
Well, anyways, this is all above table. So
Yeah.
So what happens with the
So
bag?
what's gonna go on with the bag? Because
Thank
if
you.
the bag doesn't work, Two is gonna do one more thing, unless.
So I mean, with you trying the bag thing, that's probably about the same time we finish our stuff. But-
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And this is the time that I'm like leaning around and looking over.
Yeah.
So the bag thing did not work. We just decided straight up does
Did it not work?
Like, there's no way to get it off of the things, or just like, yeah, it's like with an oil spill, right?
Yeah.
It's like you try to move it, but how are you going to move it without getting it all over you? And how do you get it to just go in the bag and not all over the outside of the bag, right?
It's a lot of fate points. I'm scared.
Well,
2. You having any luck over there?
Two can't hear you. You're too far away.
The
Yeah.
tinnitus.
Two's
shit.
deaf.
Hack, is 2 okay?
So is the bag not working?
I mean, I don't think anything's happening.
Okay.
I think it's like you're just getting more of it on you.
Okay. Okay.
Two's trying something, but it doesn't seem to be working.
Okay, maybe we should, 2, you should probably... Can
So
you tell me to
Two's
get out of
gonna-
here?
I am going to compel leap into action because Two is frustrated at this point. He's concerned, but he's also like stubbornly angry.
Sure.
He's gonna run into the center.
Okay.
What?
And while he's doing it,
Mm-hmm.
he is going to start doing the spell that Arak taught him to do.
Great.
I
Blood. Whose blood you got?
I personally have seen enough suffering,
I'm
and I
so
don't want
sorry.
to watch more. So I'm going to reach into my bag, grab my lasso, and attempt to stop 2 from going into the chimera.
Okay.
I am compelling myself.
Okay, you guys can both take fate points. At this point, I'll just let you two fight amongst yourselves. I don't do anything.
I'm just immediately, because I don't want you to do that. It's probably for the better of the
Two's
world, but I'm
gonna,
not doing it.
like, he's trying.
I don't know what, is this, I should never have lassoed things. What the fuck? What is that?
Shoot, we decided, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Shoot? Okay.
Yeah, because that's aim, I feel like.
Oh, God.
And it'd be against my athletics.
I imagine so.
Yeah, I rolled a 0.
It's a 4.
Yeah.
I feel like that's great.
I tried.
You tried. What are you trying to get out of this? Like you're trying to like absorb it all?
Trying to. There are 2 different thoughts on how this could go as far as 2 thinks.
Yeah.
One of them is he absorbs it and then he forces it out at the same time using the spell, which is why he
Yeah.
started the spell. And the other is potentially putting a dent into how much chimera is there right now.
Mm.
2, buddy, I don't want you getting hurt.
I'm so sorry.
The problem is that I need to stop you from getting hurt.
I'm so sorry.
I'm faster than 2, right?
2 is also very far away.
2 is very far away. I need to see. Let me
For
see.
the
And 2
record,
is
I think
also-
you should be trying to do something
No,
about
2 is
this.
also impulsive as fuck. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
I'm just looking and going, I don't think I would let you go in there.
Yeah,
fair,
oh,
no.
absolutely. I think that's totally fair.
I mean, to be
My-
fair, Hack is also there.
Yeah.
And has said, I trust you, it's your call.
Yeah.
Shit.
Bye. Fuck.
Because
Okay.
Hack doesn't know how any of this stuff works.
Yeah. I mean, I can't
2
imagine
knows
you would.
like kindergarten, maybe a like kindergarten level at this point. He saw a few blips of
yeah.
how
And you were what? 5?
5 to 10.
5 to 10 on this? Like, I can't imagine you remember a lot.
No, he remembers a few things. That's it.
I'm just trying to figure out.
I'm gonna try to grab you. I'm fucking booking it too. I'm fast.
I think Hack's gonna try to
I don't blame you.
That's just watching this like I can't.
Tim's like, what the fuck?
All right, you guys fight amongst yourselves. I'm looking at my notes.
Okay. We have a really, really cool fight scene. It's like badass.
No, you roll shit. Jesus Christ.
It's like the what you
I've literally been
say.
sitting here while you guys are doing your entire thing trying to figure out some way that 2 would not do something impulsive and stupid. And I'm like, no, because 2 is
Impulsive and stupid.
I wasn't gonna stop you until you started walking into it.
what?
I found my notes.
Oh.
Yay!
Okay.
Yay, this is good.
Well,
Or it's
okay.
very, very, very bad,
got-
perhaps.
I've got some things that I can try to.
Okay. So, Arak taught you a spell.
Yes.
What it does is it drains your entire imagination store.
Yes.
And it slows the chimera down.
Ah, fuck.
It doesn't stop it or neutralize it or make it go away, but it gives you time to try to fix it because he said that he can fix it.
Well, 2 would not have.
I can fix it.
Yeah.
Rock's the only person who's ever like survived with Chimera.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody
Um,
else has like lived at all. They all got fucked
Yeah,
up.
they got exploded or killed.
Yeah, I did a lot of
Instructions unclear. Ran into
Instruction-
Chimera.
Okay, great.
Because I don't think 2 would. At the age that he was, I don't think he would make that connection. Even now, to be like, oh, it's to slow it down, and it's like, let's see what.
Yeah, it's like slowing down, basically, like, you know, cancerous cells kind of deal. Like, it's just to make it easier.
Iraq just said, do this, and then come find me. That was. He didn't explain.
This is
I know.
word for word.
No, I know, and I believe you 100%. But that's not what he told 2.
No, this
granted,
is-
2 was 10.
This is exactly word for word what
Oh.
Iraq said to 2.
Oh,
Right,
well.
but like I don't remember exactly what people told me when I was
Yeah,
10.
no.
Yeah,
Like,
fair.
even
fair.
You
then,
don't
I
remember
don't
exactly
think
what
2
was
would've-
said 2 weeks ago or last
It was,
week.
Also
it was
true.
said.
Yeah,
That was said a
a
lot
very long
earlier
time ago.
than
Okay.
Probably
2
every
weeks
time you
ago.
thought of that memory, it changed a little bit. You probably
Yeah.
by the end of it, he was probably just like, just walk right in the middle of it.
Just
You're
walk
like,
right
you're
in
like,
the
thanks,
middle
Dad.
of
2 knows that he's not supposed to do this. Like 2 knows
Yeah.
he's gonna be in so much fucking.
If you spend a fate point, I will let the Chimera also slow in the room.
Okay.
Okay? Well, I'll give you that.
Okay.
Hackenslash and Broker fight each other. We've got 3 minutes. Go.
Okay, yeah, I'm trying to grab 2, and you're doing what to
And I'm
stop
going
me.
to,
'Cause
yeah,
I'm
try to
booking it right for
intercept.
2. Okay, so what is this exactly? Just a fight?
I
Is it
mean,
fight the
you're...
athletics?
Yeah, I feel like, right?
Because I'm gonna attack you if you try to stop me.
Right. Well, I think we should start with it would be you.
You're making the first strike.
stopping. You're
Yeah.
making
Yeah.
the first move.
Yep,
So you're
yep, yep.
defending against that, basically.
So, I mean, I'm not trying to take him out of the thing. I'm trying to restrain him from taking his actions. So,
Okay.
how would that work? How would that be?
Any kind of restraint, I think, is physique,
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Your physique. Am I defending
I
still?
mean, am I
So I'm just
creating an
using my fight?
advantage? So.
I mean, you can if you want to create the advantage grappled.
Yeah.
It's still a defend against
Right,
it.
right. Yeah, I mean, so
is
you're
using my
not. So attack
Yeah.
is when you're trying to take somebody out of the fight. Defend
Yeah.
is when you're trying to stop somebody from attacking.
Yeah.
Overcome is overcoming an obstacle, and
Yeah.
creating an advantage is doing that. So this is kind of like the reverse of creating an advantage. Like I'm trying to create a disadvantage for him in getting to,
That kind of feels like an overcome.
in other words, like he's
Yeah.
trying to get to 2. I mean, I guess it would be create an advantage for 2 to
Yeah.
avoid
Yeah.
being
Getting
stopped.
nabbed.
I mean, I still feel like the advantage, the aspect grappled.
Yeah. No,
Makes
I know that.
sense.
I'm just trying to figure out which of the 4 actions is
Yeah.
appropriate here. And I think it's created.
I think it's created advantage.
All right, good deal.
All right.
Because I'm a grappler, I get +1 to physique rolls, made to create advantage on an enemy by wrestling or grappling with them. So when I go to try to grab you or tackle you, I get a +1 on that.
So that's really good.
Yeah,
And I,
so
so
that's,
I'm using my fight
So
to
that's going to
defend,
be
yeah.
physique is 3, and that's going to be a +3 on
That's a
that. And
7.
so yeah, 7 total.
I think physique, though.
I'm using physique to defend.
I
Okay.
would say because it's
Or athletics to
or
avoid getting
athletic.
grappled.
Yeah, one of the two.
Okay, so here's the question. Because I rolled a 3 and my athletics is 1, which goes up to 4, I'm speeding past you, and I have a +2 to my speed-based athletics checks. My athletics would basically be to barrel past him, right? So would this count as adding the +2?
Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, then that's going to be a 6. You said what? You rolled 7?
7.
Speedster fight.
I need to stop him.
And I need to trust him.
I think I wasn't expecting you to stop me, so I don't think I'm going to invoke anything. I don't think I'm going to invoke anything to win that fight because I wasn't expecting it at all.
Yeah. So now the.
So you basically like just tackle me? Is that what?
Yeah.
So it's not so much that, it's that it's creating an advantage. So if 2.
Yeah, we'll just say grappled, and then if it needs
Yeah.
invoked, we have it. So that's a success of 1. So there's 1 free invocation on it. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Okay. Okay. So it is 7 o'clock.
It is.
So
Tune in next time.
I know we don't normally do this. I am gonna just say we're mid fight.
Yeah.
And I will try to remember this. I know we're not coming back for another. We're skipping a week. So I will do my best to make sure that this doesn't lose our consciousness.
Yeah.
So what are the things that we want to make sure we're remembering? We're mid-fight between Hackenslash and Broker. Broker is currently grappled. 2 is in the center of the Chimera,
Popping off a spell.
popping off a spell, and the spell has slowed all Chimera. I will allow it. And then Lawson is trying to get Rosetta
Oh.
to open the door.
Regardless of what happens, the cat's out of the bag now. Fuck.
This is gonna go so badly.
And what's Tenerife doing?
Tens with Lawson.
Trying to get the door open. Okay.
I would have brought you with me, but I had to move quick.
Yeah, like, come on. You know the spell.
Yeah.
Stop crying. I'm sorry I made you cry.
fucking with your brain.
I'm so
It'll be
sorry.
okay.
Okay. All right. So, that was not the button I meant to press, but it does work. So, great. Here we are.
That's gonna fall.
Thank you for watching Health Hits Experience. Music and sound effects provided by Sirenscape and Abby Kopic. Special thanks to Abby McCulley and Molly Cook in the control room today. Once again, this has been pre-recorded, so we're about a week ahead of you guys right now. That's happening concurrently. And then we'll be back to speed after this one. So we'll be live again very soon if, things rock and roll, which I feel really great about. Special thanks to Community Access Media for the use of their facilities and equipment. And thanks to you for watching. And also thanks to me for editing. All right, we're done. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Oh, we're gonna die.